Hey guys, this is Mike Munzing with Munzing Mortgage Group. Each week I make these videos, but this week's going to be a little bit different. I usually cover more specifically mortgage issues. I'm going to go a little bit more broad-based this week. As many of you know, I've got my website at mikemunzing.com. You can go find my rate sheets and all that other mortgage-specific information on there. But this week, I want to encourage you to start being more aware, I'm not talking about politics specifically, but how the political environment is going to be affecting your business. As a lot of you know, I recently was elected to the city council for Aliso, Viejo down here in South Orange County. And that has enabled me to see a lot further into what is going on in our market. This last week, I also got sworn into a group called OCOG, Orange County Council of Governments, and that also put me in a much larger group as a voting member of the Regional Council for what's called SCAG, or Southern California Association of Governments. Now, these are two groups that I did not know too much about. And what I now like to call them is kind of a shadow government. Figured I'd rather be on the inside than on the outside. So I encourage you to look into these groups. They're what's called municipal planning organizations. Your cities are being told by these groups what they can and can't do, what kinds of homes they can and can't build, and what kind of communities you can build. So it's a little bit intimidating. I knew these were the types of groups that were out there, but since I got elected to city council, it gave me an opportunity to throw my hat in the ring, and I was fortunate to have been appointed to these groups to figure out what they really are doing and try to have an influence to keep as much local control in your cities as possible. Now, that being said, it's also provided me opportunities to, let's say, have lunch this Wednesday with Congressman Aliso, our new congressman down here in further South Orange County. And then on Thursday night, I spent a lot of time with Congressman Jason Chaffetz. Now, Jason Chaffetz and Aliso have been well known for the Fast and Furious issue there in Washington, as well as the Benghazi fight. So these are two great guys. And Thursday, I was also able to attend the Orange County Business Council annual banquet, where I was able to talk about South Orange County real estate and the real estate needs to a whole lot of the local politicians as well. I'm trying to find broader ways to fight for our business, which is critical. It's what a lot of us need to do. I also would like to compliment Len Herman. He is our new OCAR president for this year. In Aliso Viejo, we have a lot of new green initiatives coming, as does many of your cities. They've got to come up with their new green city initiatives per some of the state laws, and Len was in fighting hard, he likes to say fighting nicely, but fighting diligently for our local real estate needs, the point of sale needs, your home sellers needs, and what they need to be protected on as far as what the cities are going to force many of our sellers to do. So I want to take this opportunity to compliment Len and the hard work that he was doing in that meeting. He was meeting with our city planner, he's meeting with others in the community, but Len did a fantastic job. And many of you in your cities need to get involved. Go down to the city hall, find out what they're doing, what they're planning, so you'll know how to react to that. Now, a lot of this week's topic was sparked by the magazine that came out this week, the Orange County Realtor magazine, which had a lot of the politically related articles in it, had an article from Diane Harkey, had some others. My wife took a look at it and said, a lot of these items that they're talking about in the 13 reasons to look forward to 2013, she hears me talk about a lot of behind the scenes political aspects of what's going on in our market, and she's concerned by what these are saying. So yeah, these seem very positive, very upbeat, but I also want to bring in a little bit of reality. I don't want you to be too, as they say, Pollyanna about this. So let's take a little bit more detail into a couple of these items. Okay, First is the first one they mention is there's a greater optimism about increasing values in our market. Now this may be true, but in a conversation I had today with one of my close realtors, that she was asking, what about appraisal values? Now be aware that in an upward trending market, the appraised values are going to be having a little bit of a tough time keeping up. We know what appraisal values have been doing of late. The appraisers are having trouble sometimes bringing in the value, but in an increasing market, we're going to need some buyers with a little bit larger down payment because the appraisals will be lagging as far as their values. It's one item to be aware of. Next is foreclosure starts are falling to pre-housing bust. Now that sounds great, and I've mentioned this in my foreclosure videos, that the government intervention and the moratoriums on foreclosures have precluded the banks on often foreclosing. They've delayed a lot of the times, and they've often delayed the banks selling these properties. So that has not been really an open market, true market reaction to what's been going on, but it has helped the values to increase because not as many properties hit the market. There are quite a few homes still underwater though. But next is the interest rates should remain low throughout next year's selling season. We all hope so, but I do want to mention the reality of the fact that the rates are low because the Treasury continues to print money and buy mortgage-backed treasuries. I know what I believe may be coming in the future because of that, but for right now, we can enjoy these low rates. Let's try to optimize those and get as many folks into their homes as we can while the rates are low, because inevitably economics will take over and the rates will jump. Number 8 on here is more Americans say it's a good time to sell. Now, that is hopefully going to be good for our inventory. And that's my hope on this. We need more properties to sell. I've been talking about that. I've been talking to you about that in the streets. We need homes to sell. It's critical. We need that. So that's a good one. Number 10, job creation is expected to provide a much needed boost to the commercial real estate sector. Both commercial real estate, which in turn helps our sector. Here in California, that is what we're waiting to see. We have new taxes. We've got the new environmental regulations, the Global Warming Act, AB 32, the brutal SB 375, which I'm on boards that are trying to implement it, but I'm trying to control that implementation as best we can because it is going to make it very difficult for our businesses to survive. We all know about the cap and trade legislation that's been passed, the cap and trade market here in California that Diane Harkey's been fighting, talking about quite a bit. That's going to make it more difficult for businesses trying to stay in California. So we need to watch how that's going to affect our market. What I'm saying is staying realistic as to what's really out there and what's really affecting your market is critical. Back to my initial comments, staying aware of the political environment. I'm not talking about Republicans and Democrats, any of that. I'm talking about the political environment that is affecting our market. That's what, well, once again, Len Herman, that's what the Board of Realtors, that's what Dave Stefanides at OCAR is working on. It's critical to know what is affecting our market, how it's going to affect your business, how you can advise your buyers. And personally in the meetings, I've heard of some situations recently. It's important to talk about that in the realtor meetings. Should not be something we're holding off on because if it's affecting our market, we need to talk to each other about it so we know. We're heading into a beautiful weekend. I, as always, will be working. I'm going to be trying to get out there a little bit more to see you in your offices in the coming weeks and months. So watch for me. I'll try to drop a little email note to you to let you know I'm coming by. But this should be a great weekend to show homes. I'll be here for you. You can call me anytime at 949-689-5626. Send folks over to my online application, send them over to my website, show them these videos. I don't mean to be negative. I think it will be a great year. I just believe in more realistic views on what's going on and more of a knowledge on what is behind what you're reading about in the articles. That's very important. All right, well, hey, God bless you. God bless your families. God bless this market, please. And let's work together. I look forward to it. All right, bye-bye.